just a fool in love with you.
Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's been almost like 10 weeks roughly, well, pushing 9 weeks since I've done a pregnancy update, so that's what today's going to be about. And since it's been so long, it might be like a little lengthy, but I'm going to do my best to kind of just like sum everything up. Today is Thursday, June 15th, and I am 36 weeks and 4 days pregnant. So we're coming down to the wire here. As far as last Sunday, Maverick was the size of a Cabbage Patch doll, which is like a really scary thought to think that there's something that big taking up all the room inside of me. I feel him way up under my ribs at the same time that I feel him like down towards my hip bones. And I'm having a really hard time lately, like sitting up straight and comfortably. Driving and things are becoming a hassle. I can't really sit in the car without being like leaned back, and I don't feel like that's really the safest way to be driving around. Plus the fact that I am at a point where I'm not full term, but I really could go like at any time at this point. So I'm just trying to be like really cautious with my travels and things like that to make sure that I'm not too far from my doctor and my hospital and things of that nature. So I know you guys can't really tell, but you are actually in the entranceway of the almost finished nursery. There's like little bitty things here and there that just have to be like put together and finished up, and then I'm going to be recording my tour, which I'm so excited about because this room came out so much better than I thought it was going to with the amount of room that we lack in my house. I did not expect everything to come along this perfectly. So it's almost done, and I will be recording a nursery tour very soon. So I have a ton of new symptoms since 2 months ago when I last updated you guys, and a lot of that is just discomforts and things of that nature from being bigger and just getting more and more pregnant. One of the things that has definitely stayed but has worsened a whole lot is my hip pain. My hips hurt all the time, and I cannot sit for long periods of time. I cannot stand for long periods of time without my hips hurting so bad. The only plus side I am finding to my hip pain is the fact that I was getting worried that my body is not like preparing for labor, because I've only felt one sequence of Braxton Hicks contractions. It was 3 contractions within a period of like 8 minutes, and that was really it. And that was a couple weeks ago, and I haven't felt anything in that nature since then. And all my apps and things tell me, oh, they're going to be worsening and this, that, whatever. So I'm like preparing to feel these contractions in hopes that it's like, oh, okay, you know, my body's really getting ready for labor, and I haven't felt any of that. So I know that hip pain is my body preparing for labor as well. So I guess I can't really complain there. Like, I don't know which one would be worse. Though, like I said, my hip pain sucks and has put me to the point of losing sleep because of it. I wake up so many times in the middle of the night having to flip on either side, going to sleep, to the point where I wake up and like my side of the bed is just a mess and the sheets are like coming off. Don't mind the puppy noises. Lucy loves to play with her toys when I'm recording. Also, with the lack of sleep thing comes the amount of times that I have to pee in the middle of the night, and I don't even have to drink a ton of water anymore. It's just like I wake up and I have a full bladder multiple times during the night. It's rare that I get up less than at least twice a night. Every night at least twice, sometimes more depending on my water intake, which I'm obviously making sure I'm drinking a lot of. And then there's the, I don't know if it's like pregnancy insomnia, because I have no problem going to sleep, but a lot of times in the last couple weeks, if I get up to pee or something, I have a hard time going back to sleep, and I have to sit up for like an hour on some type of social media to occupy myself until I can fall back asleep. So I'm officially on my maternity leave. This is my first week of it, and I have 12 weeks off, and it's been all right so far. I could definitely say that I'm much more well rested, which is great because, like I said, I was lacking sleep, and I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. So not having to worry about that and being able to sleep 8 to 10 hours a night is like a godsend. It's like the best thing ever. Lucy, you want to say hello? Anyone who doesn't know, this is my fur baby, Lucy. This is our first baby. Hi, Lucy. She's excited for her baby brother to come. And she loves this nursery. She loves sitting in here with us, because sometimes I just like sit in here and like gawk at everything in this room because I'm so excited with how it's turning out. I can say, however, my anxiety dropped like a whole lot not long after I recorded that video about dealing with my anxiety during this pregnancy. But since I've been on leave this week, making a little less money, and just trying to figure out how things are going to pan out throughout the rest of this pregnancy and after our son is here, is making me very anxious, to the point where like before going to bed at night I have to like like count my breaths and take deep breaths, and like I feel like my heart's beating out of my chest, and I really am trying to figure out ways to get out of that now, especially because I know I don't want to put any added stress on my son, and I don't need to be in any stress right now in the pregnancy, especially being this late, because I don't want to naturally induce labor due to stress. But speaking of natural induction, I went and got this vitamin that I was reading a lot about and watching reviews from a lot of different women, and I know people, some of my girlfriends that have used this as well in their pregnancy, and that is this evening primrose oil. This one is from the brand Nature's Bounty. This is like the most popular one I see. It's in like a vitamin form, and they're pretty massive. They're this big. They look like elephant pills, and they're like squishy, I guess just because it's filled with oil. But this I had heard and read about a little bit, and I wish I hadn't read about it, because a lot of things said like basically you shouldn't be taking it while you're pregnant, and like even this on here says to consult your doctor, and I just didn't. I just kind of went for it because I heard really good things about it. This is not necessarily, I shouldn't say natural induction. This isn't necessarily to induce labor, but what it is supposed to do is when you are going to go into labor, it helps to safely and I guess more quickly, without a lot of pain, soften your cervix. And it's also supposed to help your cervix kind of like bounce back after you give birth to your baby. It's supposed to, you can't have it. It's supposed to help your cervix kind of bounce back quicker as well. But I am trying to do it in the safest way possible. Like I said, I'm 36 weeks and 4 days. I started taking these 2 days ago. Today was my 3rd day taking them. And it says to take 1 3 times a day with a meal. So for this whole week, I'm taking it once a day with a meal. Next week, by week 37, I'll be taking it twice a day with a meal. And then by week 38, I'll probably end up doing the 3 times a day. And honestly, I was never one to sit here and say like I wanted to do something to help him out quicker, because generally I just want him to come on his own. When he's ready, I want him to come. But at the same time, I'm getting to a point where I am just tired of being pregnant. I am very uncomfortable. I just want him here, and I didn't want to do things in a way that was like going to hurt him or me. So when I discovered this and read and heard about it, I figured, why not give it a shot? I have heard no bad reviews on it or any negative effects that it had on people. It does list different side effects that you could have from it. And I have to admit, when I first took it, I was like waiting for those things to happen. So I was kind of like panicking right after I took it. And honestly, none of it happened. It says things like, let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe it wasn't on here. No, it doesn't say it on here. But it said it on a website. I think it was like WebMD or something, that it said it could cause like nausea or diarrhea or like intestinal pain and stuff like that. And I haven't had that issue the last 3 days taking it, so I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing, and I think I'll be fine. I was going to look into the raspberry leaf tea as well, either drinking it or taking the supplements. However, that in particular, I have read and watched videos of women reviewing and saying that basically they were using that and it like threw them into labor. So if he's overdue, I might take that route as well and start using that supplement. But until then, I'm not going to go ahead and like this early or really any earlier than my due date take something like that that's going to like put me right into labor. I know that's good like for your uterus, not necessarily the cervix. It does something good for the uterus, but either way, he's going to come when he wants to. That was really just for me to help the labor go a little bit smoother and less painful, and for my cervix to just bounce back afterward. While I'm on the topic of products I've been using, I also want to mention the fact that I still have 0 stretch marks. Thank the Lord. I hope it stays that way. And I do believe that is because I am religiously every day when I get out of the shower putting on the Palmer's oil. I forget exactly what it's called. I could go grab it, but I'll just insert a little photo somewhere here. And the Palmer's lotion. They're both for stretch marks to prevent and to help heal. And I swear by them. Like I said, I have not had a single stretch mark thus far, and I really don't think I'm going to. So that is that's just great. So at my last couple doctor's appointments, I had to have a conversation with my doctors. Now, I had mentioned in previous pregnancy update videos, if you haven't seen them, I'll recap. My location, you don't get a single doctor. I could have gone through like a midwife and things like that, but there's not many around here. So the chances of me getting one and her being available every time I needed her was very slim to none. So I just stuck with the way they do the things here, and I just went to my local OBs and everything like that. But the way they do it here is the day of delivery, whatever OB is on call to deliver is who's going to deliver you. So this whole course of my pregnancy, I haven't seen the same doctor every time. I see different ones all the time. With that said, about a little over a month ago, I was at work, and it's getting warmer, and being this pregnant, when is this warm? First of all, I have to just say, sucks miserably. I'm hating it. I'm hating being so warm. But anyway, back to the story. I went to work one morning. I was totally fine. Now, on my way into work, I would eat 3 waffles, 1 with peanut butter, 2 with regular butter. So I was definitely eating. I had food energy inside of me. I also drank tea in the morning, so I had that, and then I always try to drink like a couple sips of water before I would go out to where I had to go, because you can't have food or water where exactly I work. So I would make sure I was hydrated and well fed before getting to where I needed to be and start working. So this day in particular, for whatever reason, I was sitting down and doing something very minimal, like very, very minimal. And it was on the warmer side in the building. I'm sitting there doing what I had to do, and all of a sudden I started to realize that I'm dripping in sweat. So I work at a factory, and the coworker I was working with was running the machine, and I was like filling it and feeding it. And I had to ask him, like, please, you need to stop the machine. And I'm dripping in sweat, and I felt like I was having trouble breathing, and I started seeing stars. My vision started to go black. My hearing started to go completely silent. And this was like in a matter of seconds. I remember him asking, like, are you okay? And I just shook my head no. And then I was sitting on the floor. I don't necessarily know how I got there. Afterwards, I was told that I kind of slowly put myself on the floor, like I didn't fall. But it was just like a shit show, and I was really embarrassed, and it drew a lot of attention to myself, which I'm not one to want all that attention on myself. But I was fairly concerned, and honestly, I thought that maybe I just overheated, because like I said, I got really hot and whatever. But that, I guess, wasn't the case according to one doctor that I saw a week after that. I went to the doctor and I told her it happened, and she told me that being pregnant, your blood pressure is lower as it is. So she felt like my blood pressure just dropped, or maybe I was dehydrated, or maybe I should have eaten something, which, like I said, to me made 0 sense, because I had just eaten, I had just drank, so it didn't make any sense to me. So then 2 weeks later, at my next observation, I talked to the doctor I saw then and told him exactly how that appointment went with the last doctor, and told him I don't believe that's what it was, because this and this and this happened. I ate, I drank, whatever. So his conclusion was the possibility of hypoglycemia, which he first asked me if there's a history of. And yes, my mother was hypoglycemic for years and throughout all of her pregnancies, so it could have been likely that that was the case. But I asked him, and I was a little annoyed, because I said, well, hypoglycemia I know is like when your blood sugar drops, so like, is it the opposite of diabetes? And I guess it's not at all. That's actually something that coincides with diabetes. And I passed my glucose test, which basically states, because he really believes that maybe I am hypoglycemic, because this has happened often where I do feel that way, and then I have to eat something, and then I feel fine. So basically what that says to me is that yes, I passed the glucose test, because I was given an hour test to take instead of the 3-hour one. And as soon as you pass, they don't offer a longer one. So basically, I just got like kind of annoyed, because I'm thinking like, well, I don't know why they don't just give you the option to do the longer ones to begin with. Like, yeah, it would have sucked to have to sit there forever, but I would have rather have gotten an accurate diagnosis of my glucose test than just going out on a whim and doing whatever I wanted, eating whatever I wanted, when clearly I should have had something to follow if I am in fact hypoglycemic, which I do believe I am, because like I said, it's happened numerous times. It actually happened yesterday, where it was too many hours in between the last time I ate, and I really started to feel like I was passing out, and it's just not fun. So that's basically that just kind of annoyed me. So as far as cravings go, I don't think I really have, well, since 2 months ago, hello. since 2 months ago, I guess I do have like a newer craving, and that is just, look at, she is literally like a baby. I can't even deal. The newest craving I seem to have is breakfast foods, and like sweet breakfast foods. Like all I want is pancakes with fruit and waffles with chocolate chips and fruit and French toast and those kind of things. I am like fiending for at all times, which is a total 360 from when my pregnancy first started and early on, because early on all I wanted was salty, cheesy, crunchy, and now I just want sweet breakfast foods. But I am not someone who has had one craving throughout the whole pregnancy, which I actually said to my girlfriend yesterday, because she and a lot of other women would ask me about my cravings, and you know, they would tell me, oh yeah, I crave this throughout the whole thing, and there has not been a single thing that I've craved throughout this entire pregnancy. It constantly changed and like lasted longer than others depending on what it was, whatever. Like ice cream is still a big thing and has been for months, but wasn't in the beginning, so that's that. I'm swelling a lot. My calves, my ankles, and my feet are swelling a whole lot. My right side specifically, for whatever reason, I don't understand why. My hands as well, mostly just when I get hot. My feet basically all the time at this point. My hands when I get hot. I took my rings off. Ray and I got married. And I can't even wear my ring because I'm really afraid of it getting like stuck on my hand and having to get it cut off. So it's not like he's not totally understandable of the fact that I can't wear it right now, but I just don't want to chance ruining the ring because I love my ring. But being pregnant in this time of year, in the heat of the summer, is definitely not helping the swelling at all. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, I was out with my girlfriend. We were out all day, in and out of the car and whatever, and it was so hot. I was wearing a maxi dress and these knockoff Birkenstocks that I got, which are like the best thing ever for me. By the end of the day, my feet were literally purple and popping out of the sandals, and it was just, it not only is it like disturbing to me because I don't like to look at it, but it also is very uncomfortable, obviously, to have shoes be that tight on your feet. But also the bottoms of my feet feel like they're bruised and like I'm stepping in mud or something. Like it's just really uncomfortable. So the last thing I'm going to talk about, this is like super duper long now, is my weight gain. And I have to say I am a little disappointed in myself because I've already gained a little bit, and when I say a little bit, I do mean like by a couple pounds. I've already gained the amount of weight that I was told to gain throughout the whole pregnancy. So the fact that I do have a few weeks left and I can see it physically where I've gained more weight is a little disappointing. I'm definitely disappointed in myself. I could have done better with eating and not giving into cravings and such, but at the same time, I am very eager to be no longer pregnant and have the diet and workout regimen that I already have planned out to do, and the fact that I am breastfeeding exclusively, and just the fact that I'm just gonna make sure that I bounce back and then some, because like I said, I gained more than I wanted to. I've heard no concerns from my doctors or anything. It's just a personal concern of my own. Like I didn't want to be this uncomfortable, especially being in the summer and not wanting to wear clothes that are comfortable for the heat because I don't feel comfortable with my body is really unfortunate, but I'm not too worried about it. I have my days where I'm like down about it, and like I've cried putting clothes on before and things, but I'm just kind of getting to the point where like I'm at the end of the run here and it is what it is, and he'll be here really soon and I'll be able to get back to focusing on me. So I'm pretty sure that's basically all I have to say about this update. I'm really sorry that this was super long, but I'd like to hear everybody else's experiences being, you know, in the home stretch and what kind of their symptoms were, any similarities, differences, things like that. So let me know in the comments below. Also, stay tuned for the nursery tour. It is coming very, very soon. I'm also going to put a little picture compilation video together from Ray and my wedding, so stay tuned for that. Also, I just recently posted a video of our maternity shoot that we had a couple weeks ago, and some of our favorite like prime photos from there. I put a little compilation video together, so go ahead and check that out if you're interested. And please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it. Remember to hit the subscribe button to follow the rest of this journey and to soon meet baby Maverick. And if you hit the little bell next to the subscribe button, you will get notified every time I make a video, so go ahead and do that if you'd like to. And until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you all so much for watching, and to all my new subscribers, hello and welcome. I hope you guys stick around, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!